It is estimated there are about 460 cities in the world with a population greater than a million, about 1,000 cities with a population greater than 500,000, and another 3,000 cities with a population greater than 150,000. And then there are many, many more villages and towns with less than 150,000. In total, there may be a million, couple million towns, villages, cities in the world. Looking at the globe from space at night, it's an impressive sight. Seeing all those lights, all those cities all over the world, almost like they're all interconnected. A network, people moving here and there, food, resources being transferred, all interconnected. Even more amazing is our body. It is made up of 100 trillion cities. The whole world could not contain near that many cities. These cities in our bodies are called cells. Cities in which we live contain many different functional areas. Homes to live in, factories produce things we need, communication networks to allow us to communicate with each other, highways to travel, sewage, water, electricity to provide energy for what we need to do, and designers who design the buildings and then builders to actually make those buildings. There are transportation systems like highways and roads to move things around throughout the city. There are defense and protection systems like police, fire, ambulances. In some cities, some countries, there are military. There are waste and recycling systems. Many, many different components come together to make a city operational and functional. A single cell is a city. A single cell has all these different parts all working together. There are communication networks for parts of the cell to talk to each other, highways to transport materials from one piece of a cell to another, designers, RNA and DNA that come together to design components of a cell and then to build them, energy systems to provide the energy to run all the different components within the cell, and different functionalities, different components in the cell to act as a defense mechanism, to act as a repair system like an ambulance. The wall surrounding the city, protecting the city, is the cell membrane. It is 1/3 of a millionth of an inch thick. That means 120 cell membranes put together back to back in thickness be the same as one human hair. Incredibly small, yet it protects each cell, the individual contents of each cell, from outside diseases and influences coming in. It filters to determine what can come in and what to expel, what to send out. As incredible as all that is, considering the size of the cell, what's even more amazing is that it can reproduce itself. It can fix itself. No human facilities, no human cities can reproduce themselves. The RNA and DNA molecules in the cell that make new components also replace existing components. And when they build a new component, part of that design is to tell that component exactly what its purpose is. Once that new piece is made, it moves to where it needs to be in the cell and it begins its function. Each cell weighs about 10 to the minus 16 grams. That's 10 trillionths of 1 gram. So that means 10 trillion cells put together would weigh the same as 1 gram. 1 gram is 1,000th of a kilogram. So each cell is incredibly small. What is the point of this? The point is to help us be in awe and be amazed at the complexity of the cell. Evolutionists once thought the cell was just a little bit of jelly, and many cells came together to form a functioning plant, animal, or human being. Now, with modern technology, we can see how intricate, how many pieces make up each individual cell. The cells have many functioning units that all work together. Evolution says that we evolved from simple cells to more complex cells, yet there's no signs of evolution. All these cells are complicated in every kind of creature, every kind of plant. There's no signs that we evolved from one simple cell to more complex to more complex. So then where did the cell come from? Where did the design for the cell come from? The alternative theory is that there is a designer, an intelligent being, or God, as we call it, who created the cell, created cells for plants, for animals, for humans, that are all very similar in structure, yet function, come together in different ways. The cell is not evolved. It is as it was created to be. It functions as it was always functioning. Evolution of a cell, as complex as it is, does not make sense logically, and evidence-wise, there's no support for it either. We at the Museum of Natural Science and History exist to share this kind of science, to show that science supports that everything that exists was because of an intelligent creator, a God. We present the theories of evolution, we present the theories of creation, we present the evidence behind those theories, and we leave it to you, the visitor, to determine what you want to believe, what makes most sense logically and from the evidence. We are working towards building a full-size science center in the shape and size of Noah's Ark. We are working to build a science center, a physical place in Toronto or Niagara Falls, to share this kind of science in a hands-on, exciting way. Will you help us? With your contributions, by 2022, we hope to have the Science Center up and running. If you see the value of this kind of initiative, of this kind of science, to help people realize they have a purpose in life, we're not just random results of evolution, but God created us, designed us, create each one of our cells individually. The Bible says we are fearfully and wonderfully made. If you see that truth, if you feel it's important to share that, then please donate today.